Bluetooth Beacon Positioning System, Fife Society for the Blind. This is a short film about how people who are blind or partially sighted can take control over navigating indoor environments with the aid of technology. The film was produced by Glyn Thompson as part of the Self-Directed Support Joint Sensory Project for Fife Society for the Blind, who are now known as Seescape, in partnership with Deaf Action. Seescape have kindly agreed that Sense of Direction can use this film and maintain an active BlindSquare beacon positioning system at their premises in Kirkcaldy in Fife. This will allow us to demonstrate the impact that it can have for people who are blind or partially sighted when they are presented with an unfamiliar indoor environment. BlindSquare is an accessible app designed for people who are blind or partially sighted and describes the surrounding area, points of interest, streets and intersections to aid with safe travel and navigation to desired locations. When BlindSquare has determined your location using GPS on your iPhone or iPad, it will look up information about your surroundings on Foursquare and OpenStreetMap. Employing unique algorithms, it will then select the information most useful to you and speak it in a clear, synthetic voice. You can use BlindSquare, for example, to find the most popular cafe within a 200-metre radius, or to find the nearest post office or the library. This is an excellent tool for travelling outdoors, but as soon as you enter a building, you will no longer be able to rely on BlindSquare for assistance unless there is additional supportive technology inside the building. This additional supportive technology comes in the form of Bluetooth low-energy beacons, in combination with QR codes, and is referred to as BlindSquare BPS, Beacon Positioning System. We here at Fife Society for the Blind worked with Draeger and Leinert in Germany to install a system in our office for the benefit of the many people who access our services here in Fife. This was done as part of the Support in the Right Direction funding through the Scottish Government. One of the main aims of our work involved the use of accessible technology for people who are blind or partially sighted, and how it can promote independence, choice and control. This system helps to achieve this aim, and by raising awareness of the potential positive impact, we hope that it will encourage more organisations to install similar systems for the benefit of people in their local area. This film will explain how the technology works with the assistance of our volunteers Asif Ali Khan and Walter Ramage, accessible technology worker Stuart Beveridge, and project coordinator Glyn Thompson. The film is now showing a range of clips and photos from our testing days, where Asif, Walter and Stuart tried out the system and its features. Asif and Walter were unfamiliar with the building, having never visited previously, and provided some excellent feedback, most of which is featured in this film.
Leads to two clinic rooms. The carpet is 3 meters on your right-hand side, followed by ophthalmology clinic 3 meters. At the end of the corridor, you will reach a secure double door leading to RNIB. To the left of that, you will find a lift to the first floor.
These testing days allowed us to make some changes to the system so that it works in the most effective way possible for the majority of people accessing the building.
The button is on the right of the door.
Right, okay.
Also, if you hold it portrait mode and then shake up and down, there you go.
When you enter the lift, there are two sets of buttons on the right-hand side wall, which are framed and set back into the wall. These two frames are positioned one above the other. To select the floor, you will need to find the upper frame of the two. For the first floor, the button is in the top right of the indented frame. And for floor 0 or ground floor, the button is in the top left of the indented frame.
And we're going in just straight, shall I?
Absolutely, yes please.
Forward pepper to the door.
Go straight ahead and then turn to 3 o'clock and receive further instruction.
Okay, so did that make sense?
Yes. Until 3 o'clock.
Okay, so yeah, if you come out
Find that pepper.
and then turn to 3 o'clock.
Yep.
You are facing the south end of the right corner on the first floor.
Is that right?
The corner
It is.
has 5 offices on the left wall and 4 rooms on the right wall.
The system uses 10 Bluetooth beacons from Contact.io, with the vast majority placed on our ground floor as this is where people can access our services. They are small and white in colour and attached to the wall or other fixtures using a single screw, much like mounting a clock on the wall. The beacons do not store or take information, they merely declare they exist, and the app is programmed to react in a specific way depending on which beacon is detected. As you enter the office through the main doors, there is a beacon positioned on the reception desk, as shown in the previous images of the beacons. The BlindSquare app will detect that there is a beacon when the user is within a set range, and a message will be played to indicate the area the user is in.
Welcome to Fife Society for the Blind. The reception desk is on your left at 9 o'clock as you enter the building. Turn slowly for further instruction.
The app will use the compass to determine the direction of travel and will select a message describing what is in front or around the user when facing in this direction. We are facing north as we enter the building, so the app will play the message for north.
At 11 o'clock is the toilet area. To find the entrance, proceed until you reach the wall in front of you and turn left until you reach an open doorway on your right side.
In the clip, Asif can be seen receiving and listening to the message for north and following the instructions to locate the toilet area. If you then turn to the left to sign into the reception, the app will detect the change in direction and play the relevant message for facing west.
In front of you is the reception desk. Please report to a member of staff if you are just entering the building.
This is then repeated for turns to the east.
The waiting area is in front of you, through a wide opening with a pillar on the left side. To access the east corridor and main stairs to the first floor, go around the pillar to the left and through a doorway. You will receive further instruction at this point.
And to the south.
You are facing the main doors to Fife Society for the Blind. Please turn left as you exit the building to access the pavement and pick-up points.
The film now moves on to the toilet area where we saw Asif navigating to.
You are in the toilet area on the ground floor.
In some areas, the user may want to know more information about their location, such as the internal layout of the toilets for ease of navigation. When Asif entered the toilet area, he was facing north, and the app gave him information about what he was facing.
You are facing a wall containing the disabled access toilet. Shake phone vertically for information about toilet layout.
In this instance, there is additional information that the user can choose to hear, which is indicated by a specific sound following the main message. If the user would like to hear the additional information, then they will hold their smart device in portrait mode and shake it vertically. They will then be given the additional information.
On entry, the toilet is 1.5 meters at 11 o'clock, and sink and towel dispenser are 1 meter at 9 o'clock.
This has been set up for all three of the toilet areas in our office, allowing the user greater control over navigating their environment independently. As Asif turns to exit the toilet area, he is given a message to help him navigate back to the reception.
You are facing the reception area, which is accessed through a doorway. If you feel a wall in front of you, then move along it to the right and then proceed ahead.
We have also used this extra layer of messaging for corridors where there are multiple rooms. The first layer of message will tell the user the number of rooms on each side of the corridor, and the second layer message will give information about what the rooms are. This is also where we have used QR codes, as each room has a text label indicating what the room is for and the names of the staff who work there. This text label is not accessible to someone who is blind, so we have added a QR code at uniform points on all of the doors so that the user can scan the code to find the name of the room. The example images are for the Access Technology office here at Fife Society for the Blind, and give the user information about which office it is, along with the members of staff who work in that office. The QR code is located above the door handle on each door, as an early required skill for cane travel is to trail walls, discern doors, and locate door handles, so placing other illuminating information nearby is sensible practice. We interviewed Asif, Walter and Stuart, following the testing days for their thoughts on the use of BlindSquare for indoor and outdoor use. Hello Asif. What difference do you think it would make to you if this system were more widely available?
I think that will completely change my independence. I don't have to rely on people that much. I will need help sometime, but I think with the beacon, for example, when you go to hospital reception, the main door, and gonna give you much idea where reception is and what's on your left hand side, what's on your right. Basically, make a picture in your mind to let you know what's in front of you, what's on the left hand side, what's on the right hand side. So I think that's make it much easier. We tried last week the beacon and the Kirkcaldy building, and I think basically when we tried a few times, I got the picture in my mind now, so I know roughly where everything will be when it get inside the building.
What other goals could independent accessible navigation help you achieve?
I want to start walking, so that will kind of give me more independence to go out myself and know the area I live. I know some of the area where I live in Glasgow, but to go by walking, I think I will learn more, memorize all kind of streets and around about my house, and I think it will be really good to kind of go out and kind of, explore around the area where I live in.
Hello Walter. Could you give me your thoughts on the BlindSquare indoor system, please?
I think it's got potential. It's good to get independent information. I think it's important that the reaction time, though, is adequate. Because if you don't get a message, you don't know if you're in the right position, or if there's a problem. So I think the reaction time is important. But overall, I think the principle is very good. Because of the independence aspect of it. So having to try and find somebody to tell you where things are.
What kind of places would benefit from this kind of system?
Oh my goodness, there's lots, depending on the need. Hospitals, for example, are probably the most difficult ones to navigate around. And trying to find somebody who knows where things are. For example, my local hospital, some of the staff don't know where the departments are. It's so big and complex. But also places like colleges, universities, any building where there is many corridors, many floors, etc., where you need direction. Even supermarkets, if they're calibrated correctly, you can find the aisles you need correctly on your own, without having to actually get some assistance.
How important is it for you to be independent?
And as much as it's good to be able to accept help when it's offered or to ask when required, it does rob you of a bit of self-respect, because people then, when helping you, think they've got to tell you what you want or what you need, etc., rather than going and finding it yourself. So I think independence is important for your own self-respect, if nothing else. To feel that you're doing something on your own. For example, when I first got my guide dog, it felt great to be able to go out on my own without having to take somebody's arm, without having to ask them where we can go or what we can do, etc., and relying upon them. With my guide dog, I could rely upon myself. And it's the same with the beacons. Once I know where I want to go, what I want to find, I just rely upon the beacons to do it. If then I still get trouble, I can still always fall back on human help.
Hello Stuart. What did you think of the system, and does having it in the building benefit the work you do?
Yeah, so I think the beacon system is fantastic, and the potential even for the future is absolutely huge. In terms of the system, there's been quite a lot of apps and specialist technology around for, I'd say, the last 15 years to help people with a visual impairment navigate, but it's always been actually outside. It's never actually been in buildings. So while you've got great stuff outside, you have never had the potential of navigating independently in any building in the UK, to be honest with you. And what I was thinking was that, you know, when you're in a building, unless you know the layout extremely well, then you're actually dependent on, as soon as you come off the street into the building, you're dependent on actually getting sighted assistance, to be honest with you. You know, I've had to stand, as soon as I walk through the door, I just have to stand and wait for sighted assistance. And now, because of the beacon technology in Fife Society for the Blind, even though, to be honest, I know this building quite well, I'm actually able to navigate this building with a lot more confidence, especially because of the beacons in areas that I don't go very often and that I'm not as familiar with. The beacons just give me that added confidence and just a feeling of more security alongside my guide dog. What we basically have in the building here is we have the BlindSquare event app set up, and this is a free app. This is a free version of the BlindSquare app. The full version is, I think, $39.99 now. But the thing is, I work with a lot of clients who are iPhone users anyway, so if you bring the client in here, download the BlindSquare event app onto their own personal iPhone, you kind of get a try before you buy, because then the BlindSquare event app is fully compatible with the beacon system that we've installed all through Fife Society. So they're getting a full first-hand knowledge of actually, you know, walking around the building, trying out the BlindSquare event app on their phone with the beacon technology, and they could even go outside and actually work around this building within, I think it's 1 kilometre. So you're actually getting a full idea of the streets and, you know, your surrounding area within Kirkcaldy and Fife Society for the Blind. So if the clients do like the technology, then they can then say, yeah, I want to pay the $39.99 for the full version, and they can navigate throughout the UK. Or if they don't like it, you know, there's nothing lost. So again, going back to the part, huge potential for clients that I work with as well, and for me as a visually impaired user.
What impact do you think this kind of system could have for the people you support?
I think the beacon technology can actually have a huge impact all over Fife. I've saw personally what it's done, and other clients have saw personally what the potential is in our building at Fife Society for the Blind. And if you could replicate that and programme these beacons to work with the right information in areas like, you know, mainstream areas, just local areas like doctor surgeries, local authority buildings, you know, Fife Council buildings, libraries, schools, hospitals, etc. The potential and the independence that this could give to people is absolutely endless, and, you know, for the future it looks absolutely brilliant.
If you would like to know more, then please contact Glyn Thompson from Sense of Direction. Telephone number 01383 412 160. That's 01383 412 160. Or email solutions@senseofdirection.org.uk, or check our website at www.senseofdirection.org.uk. Thank you.